that new TV, Miami. And where you get that big belly, Miami.
Alright, we are on Hatfield Street, passing the Dam Cathedral here.
Trying to talk some Spanish, if you have over horse, then we see a sail sign on the door. And when we come back home to show it off, we feel nice. We get a new fridge, almost half price. 2 weeks after that, when the paint start to feel, we still maintain we get a feel. So where you get your wedding dress, Miami. And where you get hair ideas, Miami. And how you walk in money to Miami. And where you get that black eye to Miami.
Crossing over Camp Street. Back on to one half here of Hatfield Street. It's two lanes to Hatfield Street. That is the famous White Castle fish shop. Guyane's own. Excellent flavor, excellent taste, excellent service. Let me just go around this block. I want to show you guys something. This block is the Walter Rodney Memorial Block. You just missed the sign there. You see somebody broke up all of the glasses in it, in the little things there. There's Walter Anthony, I think Rodney, 1942, 1980. It's kept fairly clean, but it needs somebody with some love for Walter Rodney to, according to that signboard, authorize 9 books and over 50 articles. The guy was a brilliant human being, no doubt about it. You can take a drive around here again so you can have a little look at it. This little avenue here on Hatfield Street, it's the Walter Rodney's memorial as such. Can I get that signboard there? Walter Rodney Memorial. There's a little arch there with his name, W.R. War. It's the little signage there, a history of the Upper Guinea Coast, 1945 to 1800. That was done in 1970, and the Guyanese sugar plantation in the late 19th century, 1979. There's a rock there in the center. As you can see, he was born in 42, he died in 1980. And this is it's a nice little memorial, but it needs some love. Let me see if we can zoom in to show you what I mean. I am trying to figure out where. There you go. See, they're all broken up. Some vindictive person passed and pelted some rocks in it, and they broke up the lamps for it. Well, that one is. But maybe we can do some love for Walter Rodney, because the POP have been using the name and they did the inquiry into it. Maybe we can get the Ministry of Culture or something to repair these lights, you know, redo back the glass. Maybe they can use Lexan that can't break. Because if you use Lexan is like a Perspex as such. Looks like Perspex, but it's actually bendable. You can bend it in 90 degrees if you put it in a press. And you can actually shoot it, and even up to a 1/4 inch Lexan, a bullet from a 9mm can't penetrate a 1/4 inch Lexan. So maybe if they replace it, they buy a sheet of Lexan. There's a guy called Ray Ali, I think, on the East Bank, Ray Mohammed, who is the local agent for Lexan, and he can sell them a sheet of Lexan. One sheet will probably do all the lamps. And then even if the kids decide to pelt at it, they can't break it like how they would with the glass. We're on to Crow Street here, and we're gonna take a little drive down. I want to get on to Regent Street with the sun in the west at this point. We can take a nice little drive up Regent Street at this point to have a little look-see. This is Alexander Street. Ouch, that's pretty close, guy. Alexander Street here in Georgetown, Guyana. The Salvation Army, the Brazilian Churrasco building here. LED Guyana, where you can get all your LED lamps and stuff like that. This used to be Royal Woodworking before, and signage is still there. It's a Chinese store now. They are now located in Cummins Street. So if you're looking for National Hardware, you want to get your glass cut and stuff like that, they've located that part of their operation. It will be nice to go through Border Market a little bit, but it looks quite busy today. We can take a little drive here up Regent Street, give you a chance. We're not going to go too fast. You have Hamid's store. I was trying to remember their name yesterday. Hamid, Fazil Hamid and guys. Back in the days, my big older brother and Fazil were good friends. He and I are good friends as well. Border Market. I think today is Wednesday, so they close up the market on Wednesday. They hold that old tradition of closing up the market on Wednesdays, you know? For what good reason? If anybody can give me a good reason why you shut up a market on a Wednesday in 2021, I wouldn't mind listening to you. I would listen to you. Bunky Supermarket, owned by the Finance family. A church used to be here and it was broken down, replaced with a parking lot now. I understand a big building is going to go up. The Household Plus, my friend Hamid, the other Hamid brother, younger brother, that's his store. Has a huge variety of really nice items, and the prices are pretty impressive, I must say. We're on Regent Street here still. Julius Variety Store. The Venezuelan girls with their hot dog, they make a pretty decent hot dog, man. It's quite different from the Guyanese, similar but different from the Guyanese hot dog. And they put a nice little crunchy to it, and they use quite a bit of different condiments to bring it up, bring the flavor up. Very, very nice. They call this strip here Little Venezuela, because of the amount of Venezuelans who do business here and work in these. This guy's gonna jump. Let me give him a chance to come up. Raise this camera up just a little bit. Another Chinese store here. Chinese. I think here is my friend's Full Works, where you can come and get water. And they actually make, it'll be an interesting thing to see. Let me see if I can get this guy the back of me to pass without making too much noise. I want to show you something quickly. Full Works actually manufacture, they brought in a machine, they blow mold machine, and if you look, I don't know if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it. I want to show you guys this because it's a nice thing for Guyana. It's a nice thing for Guyana. Some people are gonna start blowing at me. We look there. Those are the different bottles. A truck passing. Those are the different bottles that they make. So if you produce something like, if you produce like pepper and stuff like that, and you want a new bottle, never used before bottle, you can come right here on Regent Street and you can get bottles with caps and everything. They also, if you're doing water, you're doing your own local juices and stuff like that, you can get bottles, and you can get it made to order. If you want a particular shape, you can get it made to order, and their prices are pretty amazing. Mr. Roshanali, the owner of Full Works and his bottling company, they actually brought in, I like to see Guyanese getting innovative, and I must give Mr. Roshanali credit for thinking ahead and bringing in the machine to do the clear bottles. What I would like him to do, what I really would like him to do, is to bring in a machine to do the bottles like what you would use for mayonnaise. You know, the mayonnaise bottle, that craft mayonnaise bottle, they come in about 2 or 3 sizes. If he can bring the molds in to do that, because he already has the machine, bringing a mold to sell a bottle like that, let's say if he can get it for maybe $100, if he can produce it to sell it at least for $100 with the cap, that would boost the Guyana manufacturing sector, because we have to depend on the foreign people bringing it in foreign to import it, and we want to have bottles in Guyana, plastic bottles to put in achar, pepper, nuts, channel, jams, jellies, so many products that we have here in Guyana in abundance. Guava jam, mango jam, you name it, pineapple jam, watermelon jam. This lady has some beautiful fruits there. So if you can get a bottle to put those products in, that like for instance, I've been looking around for bottles, and they're all expensive. They're like $200 and $300 because they're imported, and they come in a 40-foot container. So naturally, if you bring empty bottles in a 40-foot container, you're gonna have to pay for the space, because you're pretty much bringing a bulky product to Guyana. But if you can make it in Guyana and beat that shipping cost, then we definitely would have something that local producers, local manufacturers, the achar ladies and pepper people and nuts and jams, they need a locally produced bottle, plastic bottle, the size of the small craft mayo bottle and the bigger craft mayo bottle. That exact size would be perfect for Guyana, and it would enhance the local sector. I mean, we talk so much about producing in Guyana, but yet the very essential thing in terms of having the bottle, having a bottle to put your product in that can be reasonably priced and bought to keep your overhead price down. That's what we need. We're now on Epen Avenue in Bel Air. We pass in Rima Airways, Residence Inn, Captain Jerry Gavaya, generators on, blackout in the town probably. This green and white house here is the former house of Mr. Neil Chan, Mr. Solo. Can you guys remember Solo products in Ghana? The Solo brush cutters and Solo mopeds. Mr. Solo, he died the other day, Neil Chan. He was a big supporter of motor racing, and as such, I hold him in high esteem for what he did for motor racing, because back in the days he sponsored people like David Cameron, Victor Pires, Terence Clark. He sponsored quite a number of the local boys here in Guyana, and you know, motor racing is my number one love, and anybody who can assist motor racing, you're in my good books, and I will always speak well of you. So in Bel Air roundabout, this is a huge piece of land here. Huge piece of land in the middle of Belly Roundabout, owned by the city council. They've done nothing with it apparently forever. And you would want to ask the question, why can't we sell this land out? Even if it's to the highest bidder. Because you don't want to sell it to some for $1 million or $500,000 and some guy come and put up a little shack in the middle of a highly residential built area. But why can't they get rid of it? Why can't they sell it out? There's another piece right inside here. Right in there. Right there where that container is. Somebody apparently is putting ownership to it. But that is city council's land. Why can't they just sell it out and get rid of it and rid themselves of the responsibility of having to clean it and cut it and brush it and what's that? You know? What are you keeping it for? What are you keeping it for? Sell it out, lot it out in oversized lots and sell it to the rich people. It's a rich area. And of course, you don't want a poor man to come and put up a little tiny shack here. It's only fair to the people whose properties in here you would devalue with such a thing. Let's sell it out and get rid of it. It's doing absolutely nothing for it forever. Nothing has ever been built in it. We're now approaching the famous Belly Roundabout. Back in the days, when I was 17 and I had my Excel 125, I would come through here in the middle of the night and rush up to this side here, pick up the line, drop 3 gears, and hang this corner. Beat through here, catch the apex again through here, and accelerate up to this corner coming up where Sharon Fongafat and Sasha Fongafat and the Fongafat families and the cows, where they live, they must have hated my guts with a passion because I would do this thing like 2 o'clock in the morning. And these people that lived around here, man, they had to hate because that bike was loud. That bike was loud. People like Rachel Anrad, my friend Timmy Anrad's sister. Timmy, we lost him in an airplane crash many years ago. So this is a famous Belly Roundabout. Let's take a drive around the back end of the roundabout to see how it's looking. The roads in this area needs, they really need to do some asphalt. They need to refurbish these roads. People invest their money in their homes, and the least the government can do is try to keep the roads in good shape. This is the back part of Belly Roundabout that a lot of people don't know. Some pretty amazing houses are at the back here, as you can see. Pretty nice houses at the back here. Oh, this building has changed up a bit. And it's pretty better shape than that not so long ago. Alright. That shift. This is the back end of Belly Roundabout. We're gonna go for another lap behind. I'm quite sure some folks who lived in here before. I always liked this place. And I always wondered if they had a pool below. I'm not sure. I think they do. A chance to reconnect you back to Guyana, man, after all the years that you guys have been away. At Max Media Guyana, we'll be doing daily updates on our webpage here on YouTube. And if we can get 1,000 subscribers, it means that we can go live from the cell phone, from the smartphone, directly to YouTube. So if you guys can help out, hit that subscribe button, get your friends to hit that subscribe button so that we can have an alternative to Facebook, because Facebook is getting very they're becoming dictators. They're suppressing the truth and they're suppressing views on Facebook, especially with this COVID pandemic that has gripped the world. They're deciding what can be said, what can't be said. And we need an alternative place where we can do a live stream from, and Facebook at this point is not too bad. We're gonna see some work that we plan to do on on TikTok. We have an account on TikTok. Look for me, Brian Max 592 on TikTok. BRYNMAX 592 on TikTok. And we can probably grow that platform as well. Grow with that platform as well and do some work. There you can see my good friend Raj Budu. His truck is saying Platinum Sales and Services. We're gonna go on Sheriff Street. Ow. Sheriff Street is being widened from the original 2-lane. I think it's gonna be at least 4 lanes now, I'm not sure. Or it's just gonna be 2 extra wide lanes. They did a massive amount of work on Sheriff Street, in which they put in the gutters the other side, you see that? And over that other side they put in the gutters as well. And the road is much wider now than before. It's not done as yet. They have a lot more work to do to it. This has been a massive and extremely expensive project because they had to dig up all the bridges and culverts and stuff like that. It's a massive job that I don't know. I would have spent, if I had to make the call, I probably would have just put a layer of asphalt on Sheriff Street, and I would have spent that excess money on the other roads around. Because I personally believe that the amount of money that was spent here in Sheriff Street, I think the excess money that was spent, instead of just refurbishing Sheriff Street with a coat of asphalt, I think maybe that money, millions and millions, probably billions of dollars, I think it could have been spent otherwise on the other roads in Guyana. So instead of spending all your money on one road, I think I could have gotten a lot more justice for that money, and I could have probably repaired a whole lot more, many more roads instead of just doing one road. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm not one of the smart politicians that we have in this country who seem to just blow out the resources of this country, spend it wildly. I would not have done this project. I would have, because Sheriff Street was not in bad shape before. It just needed a fresh layer of asphalt. We're passing Survival here on your right. Survival Supermarket. This building ahead is one of the annex buildings for Exxon, or so one of the oil people. Their to-be office building. I don't think it's completed as yet. They took that building from a local Guyanese owner, and they spent a couple of hundreds of millions of dollars in that building, man. It's best they had constructed a building somewhere else from scratch. Probably would have been cheaper. But I guess a Guyanese is getting some dollars out of it, and maybe that's a good thing, yeah? Stuck in some traffic because of the construction ahead. We're testing out this what is it, a Canon? I think it's a Canon digital camera. If you notice, I have the ability to zoom. For instance, I can zoom into that sign there quite nicely. Stuff like this you can't do on a cell phone. And you can come right back out. It has 30x optical zoom. And for a small camera, it also has a microphone input and a headphone jack, which is pretty incredible for a small camera. Big Kahuna's hot dog. You have the, I think it's an Anglican church, not sure. Look how far away this is. Look at that. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I gotta find a way to get this camera to hook up with the cell phone. If I can get this camera to transfer this image through a cable or something to the... That guy's coming through with that shit truck in a terrible hurry, boy. Oh boy. Stuck in traffic, eh? You don't see this site any and everywhere, do you? Lovely Guyanese pineapples and stuff like that. It's a pretty lovely little market here, you gotta say. They got everything. They got plantain, cassava. I'm seeing yams, I'm seeing cabbage, bhaji, pumpkin. I'm seeing bananas, I'm seeing tomatoes, pineapples. They have onions, they have eggs, they have pepper. A lot of good stuff there, man. If you're looking for a nice bus, Trans-Pacific got some really nice buses in there. Sankar other color. You want to spray your vehicle over Sankar, this is the place to check out. And this is Mario's Juice Bar. Let me get a little zoom here of Mario's. And you can get barbecue.